The peaceful ceremony shattered when gunshots erupted. The elves had already scaled the walls. Armed with long-barreled muskets crafted by Lin Tian, they effortlessly picked off the defending soldiers, including the scout. Lia couldn't contain her admiration. "These are far better than bows and arrows," she exclaimed. A thunderous boom echoed as the thick oak gate groaned under the impact. The reinforced battering ram, tipped with an iron spike, shattered it in a single strike. The goblins, cackling with glee, surged inside. Unlike their usual reckless rampages, these goblins moved with discipline. Clad in full plate armor, even the lowliest among them, they resembled an elite imperial force rather than a ragtag horde. The vast, untapped resources of the Great Tomb had allowed Lin Tian to equip them beyond anyone's expectations. Instead of looting and pillaging immediately, the goblins held back, obeying orders to secure the city first. Their heightened intelligence made controlling their savage instincts easier. Lin Tian, soaring on his wyvern, barked commands. "Destroy their major weapons first. Then regroup at my position." With a roar, he unleashed a torrent of dragonfire, reducing a ballista to ashes. The attack finally plunged Clint Castle into chaos. "Enemy attack! It's a dragon!" a soldier screamed, triggering panic. Civilians scrambled for shelter while guards rushed to form defensive lines. On the platform, Avril remained composed. "Stay calm! All civilians, head to the shelters. Soldiers, prepare to engage," she ordered. White Hat Clint's expression darkened. "How dare they disrupt my granddaughter's succession?" he hissed. "Continue the ceremony. I will deal with this." The soldiers hesitated, glancing at Avril. Though the Elder Lord had spoken, she was now their rightful ruler, and her command took precedence. Avril bowed respectfully to her grandfather. "Thank you," she said calmly. "Let the ceremony continue. Today remains my birthday, and I will distribute food and gifts to everyone in the Clint family's name." However, when Clint stepped outside the castle and surveyed the city from a high vantage point, his blood ran cold. Something was terribly wrong. A massive goblin army was silently advancing through the streets. The southern gate had already been breached, yet inside the castle, the noise of celebration had drowned out the sounds of battle. "All soldiers, to arms!" Clint bellowed, abandoning all concern for the wyvern. "Goblin invasion!" From atop his wyvern, Lin Tian studied the white-hatted mage. His system identified Clint's combat power at 3,900, impressive, though likely higher in his prime. Even Avril, the young new city lord, boasted a strength of 3,500. No wonder she had secured her position. Hearing Clint's warning, Avril paused in surprise. "Goblins?" she called to her troops. "Disperse these vermin quickly, then return for the festivities." The gathered citizens relaxed. Goblins were nothing to fear, certainly not compared to a dragon. Soldiers mobilized, splitting into units to secure different streets. Meanwhile, Lin Tian had already destroyed the city's heavy weaponry. His goblins now massed in the streets below. As enemy troops advanced, he gave the order. "Attack!" Go Bukwang roared, hurling fireballs to block one street before leading a crushing charge. It made no difference. The slaughter had begun. Clint's gaze locked onto Lin Tian. "A goblin, controlling a dragon?" he muttered. "So you're the one who brought down the sword Saintus?" Lin Tian smirked. "My reputation precedes me, it seems." He kept his wyvern circling Clint, ensuring the mage couldn't intervene below. Magic was devastating. One spell could wipe out his entire force. Clint's eyes darkened. "Clever. Distract me to protect your filth. But have you considered the cost?" He raised a glowing white crystal. "Your life." The incantation rolled out like thunder. "Super-tier magic, meteor from beyond." The sky trembled. A massive meteor, wreathed in flames, hurtled toward Lin Tian with terrifying precision. Clint's lips curled. Homing spells couldn't be dodged, only endured or outrun. Lin Tian didn't panic. Wheeling his wyvern, he streaked toward the castle. As long as Clint maintained the spell, he couldn't cast another. Run all you like, Clin sneered. Killing this goblin would make him a legend, the one who avenged the Empire's greatest shame. Lin Tian urged Xiao Huan to move faster as the scorching heat from the meteor closed in behind them, threatening to strike at any moment. With a cold smile, he glanced at the distant castle and its inhabitants, declaring he had a big gift for them before signaling Xiao Huan to dive downward. Panic erupted among the residents as they spotted the dragon and the massive meteor trailing behind it. Screams filled the air. Some cried out about the dragon, while others warned of the even deadlier meteor. Desperate to escape, they scrambled in every direction, but there was nowhere safe to run. A meteor of that size would obliterate everything within 100 meters upon impact. Just before they hit the ground, Lin Tian reminded Xiao Huan of his earlier lesson. The dragon roared, unleashing a burst of flames downward to create a nitrogen break, abruptly slowing their descent. With a powerful flap of its wings, Xiao Huan narrowly avoided the meteor's path.